issue of providing a safe place for sex workers, I am a huge advocate for that, always have been.
Do you think that sex workers, watch the clip.
Now, on the issue of providing a safe place for sex workers, I am a huge advocate for that, always have been.
Do you think that sex work ought to be decriminalized?
I think so. I do. I think that we have to understand, though, that it is not as simple as that. It is also about there is an ecosystem around that includes crimes that harm people. And for those issues, I do not believe that anybody who hurts another human being or profits off of their exploitation should be admonished or should be free of criminal prosecution. But when you're talking about consenting adults, I think that, yes, we should really consider that we can't criminalize consensual behavior.
Shalom, shalom. First off, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash, Yahweh being the true name for the Heavenly Father, Yahushai being the name for His only begotten Son, who the world eagerly calls God, and Jesus Christ. I want to give double honor to the elders and apostles of great millstone, the time of truth and rule well, and salutations to you, hopeful like pushing this truth, and all honesty and sincerity. This is Brother Yahweh coming to you no less the spirit power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai. This lesson is going into the wicked women, and basically I'm gonna pretty much title this lesson, the outcome of this election is to finish off the black woman. They want to finish off our so-called black, Latino, and even American women as well. By Kamala Harris getting into office, she's gonna finish off our women, and what I mean by that is she's gonna finish completely putting the icing on the cake and shutting it down as far as utterly destroying the mind and mentality of our women. So, we can't really look for any other more righteous women to come out of, Babylon the Great. This is it. Some of the chosen women might be already handpicked still to be delivered, but I mean, as far as the Israelite woman at this point, what is the point of even trying to deal with them, man? Because this is gonna cause their mentality to spiral even further out of control. Okay, so you got this woman that's basically just said that she's gonna legalize prostitution and she's gonna be okay with it. So she's gonna push that out there, full speed, man. And it's no coincidence that after that interview, and then she gets into office. And then look what's being chanted at the White House following Biden's win of presidency. Once he's elected, why is it that WAP needs to be chanted outside the White House, man? Why? Because you have a woman that's in office right now, and that's off according to scriptures. When you go into the Bible, there are gender roles, and this is the result, the aftermath, when you have a woman that's allowed to rule and surpass a man. This is sad, man. Of all things that they could be singing or chanting, I mean, even go back, flashback to like the 60s and 70s. You had some women, the face of quote unquote powerful women. But when you had those type of women that had that image, they didn't promote prostitution and whoredom as being something that has to be respected. Some of the women back then compared to today, they wouldn't be chanting stuff like this. This just shows how far gone the women of this nation is, man. This is their idols, and what they look up to is whoredom behavior, chanting WAP. You got the vice president getting ready to make prostitution legal. So being a whore is going to be looked at as a good thing, and this is what so-called black women follow. Anything that's pushed out there, to victimize us as a people and destroy us more as a people, is to take the women out, man. Take the women and then take our wives away. That destroys a household. So we get to the point to where, the Israelite man's going to get fed up and just not even want to deal with so-called black women or Latino women or Native American women, because they all dive into this lifestyle and worship feminism. Feminism has destroyed our nation, man. And these devils know that, and they're coming after Israelites even further. This is also an omen to them coming after Israel, man. They want to finish destroying the rest of our women 100%. For this type of behavior is exalted, and you got the vice president that's now a woman is about to legalize prostitution. Man, this place is just gone, man. Just all the way gone. Article from Afropunk says Kamala Harris has been tough on black people, not crime. What it should say is black men. She's been tough on black men, not crime. So her mentality is going to be shed right on the women, because now every single woman in the United States is looking up to and exalting and loving Kamala Harris. They all want to be like her. They all want to act like her, think like her. And her mentality is against the so-called black man. It's against the so-called Latino man. It's against the so-called Native American man. So now, watch how worse our women are about to get behind this, man. It says, whether it was declining to advocate for legalization of marijuana in California, in which black people are arrested at the highest rate, or her failure to support body cameras for police, while simultaneously opposing legislation that would require her office to independently investigate police shootings, Kamala Harris is not for the people. She even defended the 3 strikes law, in which black people are incarcerated at a rate 12 times higher than whites. Now, if you watch that show, the 13th Amendment, that goes to show what that 3-strike law was for. Is really to lock away so-called black people. Now, here is a woman that is claiming a heritage of being so-called black woman, but look what she does to her own people. That's because this woman is not really an Israelite woman. Her great-great-grandfather was a slave owner, man. Edomite. So this is a tear. But even though she's a tear, hey, our women still will support her to the fullest extent. All women right now are happy, man. And they're about to be extremely proud. They're going to be worse, man. You're about to see an extremely high rate of divorces in the black, Latino, and Native American homes. All these women will soon become dykes, man. So, I mean, if you don't have a wife right now, you better not even bother trying to seek one. And if you do have a wife, be in the mentality that she's probably going to leave. Because this is a heavy demon that's going to be put on the women. And this is a demon that most women are not built to resist. Because they love the power. They love feminism. And now, they ultimately have the biggest face of power besides a literal president. But you got a vice president. So you're not going to be able to tell this woman shit and keep these women in order at all. They're never going to want to submit to you at this point. I mean, they never did. But now it's really going to get worse, man. Be prepared mentally to deal with your spirit of your woman coming against you heavily. We're approaching the time of the last days where families are now about to be broken. Your wives will betray you. Don't be too caught up in your marriages, brothers, man. You better strengthen your spirit to lose what you may love the most. It's happened to me, fairly recently, man. So this is the spirit of divorce is about to be at an all-time high. But what this is going to do is, the Lord is basically going to be sifting. Right now, the Lord is going to be beginning to sift the women. And so for you righteous women that's been tuning in quietly for the longest, now's the time to you to go on a heavy prayer and fast and strengthen up your spirit, that you don't start going off and fall into this wickedness, man, and condemn it. You age women, it's time for you age women to step the fuck up, man. You better teach the young women on how to be wise the best of your ability. Because it's about to get bad, man. Now your laziness is going to be, put to the test. Hey, it's time. The Lord is sifting now, about to start sifting these women heavily, man. And that's the spirit, because a lot of brothers been putting videos out, condemning women and telling them to get right. And it's no coincidence now you got this Shedemite devil with brown skin that's in office is really, really about to put out a huge vibration of whoredom and divorce on these women's minds. You're going to have an influx of Israelite women that are going to be seeking Edomites. But that's going to be their downfall. A lot of them Edomites that they're going to be seeking now are going to begin to start showing their horns and rejecting the so-called black woman and killing them. Death is approaching, man. We warned you, but it's coming, man. You know, so this article really goes into it on how, you know, Kamala Harris is not for our people. It says Kamila's support of the death penalty, which is a modern day form of lynching that has executed hundreds of innocent people, which is mostly so-called black people, and also disproportionately affects black people, proves that she doesn't value black lives. Kamala even advocated that an innocent black man named Kevin Cooper, who was a death row inmate and had a trial that was rooted in overt racism and corruption, be executed. She advocated for this even though Kevin had DNA evidence that proved his innocence, yet Kamala Harris opposed it until the New York Times exposed the case. So she doesn't care. She wants to kill all so-called black men. And guess what? Whatever woman's in power and office and is the face of a country, that's the same spirit that the women will be in. Because this is what women look up to. They don't look up to a higher power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai as a vast majority and keeping the law, statutes, commandments. So therefore, man, if you're a so-called black, Latino, Native American man, our women are going to hate us all-time high. You know, this is like a rerun of the book of Genesis of Eve eating the forbidden fruit. And right now she just took the biggest bite of her life out of that apple, man. And what did that cause? That caused us as a people and the whole world to go into chaos, man, because that was the first act of sin right there. So now, hey, it's about to get bad, man. It's just about to get bad. Okay? We're going to go into some scriptures here, all right? This is the book of Jeremiah 31:22. How long wilt thou go about, O thou backsliding daughter? For Yahweh hath created a new thing in the earth. A woman shall compass a man. You know, and that's exactly what has happened, man. They didn't put the first vice president is a woman in Babylon the Great, America. 1 Corinthians 11:3. But I would have you know that the head of every man is a Mashiach, and the head of the woman is the man. And the head of a Mashiach is Yahweh. So the head of a woman is the man. The woman is not the head. But now in Babylon, they try to do everything opposite of the scriptures. So they placed a woman over a man. It says, for a man indeed ought not to cover his head, for as much he is the image and glory of Yahweh. So we're supposed to be the image and glory of the Lord. We're like the walking images of God upon the earth, man. But it says, but the woman is the glory of a man, you know. So our wives are supposed to be a reflection and representation of us. But look how much they're about to come against us, man. For the man is not of the woman, but the woman of the man. Okay. Isaiah 3:12. As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. Okay, and those children going into the Esau, the devil, the Edomites. You know, they've oppressed us and put us in slavery. And it says, and women rule over them. And this is a prime example right now. What's going on? O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err and destroy the way of thy paths. So the ones that lead us right now, leading this nation, is Esau, the devil, man. They've caused these people to err, and these women, I just can't keep saying that enough, man. Hey, they're about to get very, very bad, man. You might be better just to be solo and keep to yourself, because their spirit is about to get heavily demonic. If they're not in this truth and they don't have the blood of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, they're not calling upon that name, they're not in repentance, and they're in the world, then they're about to be even further in the world. They're going to be completely brainwashed. You're going to see these women's countenance to where it's going to be like they're going to be in like a trance. You're going to look at them and just be like, what's wrong with them? You're going to see, you know, and be able to feel the aura, the energy of hatred and spirits off these women. 1 Timothy 2:12, but I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to absorb authority over the man, but to be in silence. So what more have a woman as a vice president right now? That's not in order, man. The woman's true power that's tapped into, that's unlocked, is when she does what the Lord created the woman for, is to be a help unto the man, a helpmeet. A man needs that support. And you take away his support, then he has an overwhelming, overbearing amount of stress on him, and then that destroys the nation. Because then our men don't have the much strength as they normally would if they had the support of a Israelite wife. There's nothing more stronger than a man will feel if he can come home to a woman that got the house in order, a well-cooked meal, makes him feel better, gives him encouragement, gives him joy. The scriptures say the beauty of a woman, raises roughly paraphrasing, increases the joy of a man just by looking at a woman. When he doesn't have his joy anymore, and all he has is sadness and hatred, it shows. That makes us as a people and men of our nation become more vulnerable. Not saying that we 100% can't function without a woman at all, but it's a hell of a lot more difficult when you don't have that helpmeet, that person to support you, man. It's like having like a supercharged energy level that give you that boost, like a sensu bean. I like to use a lot of the DBZ references and stuff like that. Like, when they ate that bean, it gave them like superpowers and energy, man. That's the role, that's the power of a woman in servitude. She's the missing piece that, supercharges the Israelite man. A righteous woman is. But Esau knows this. This is why he systematically has always attacked the women of our nation to put them against us. This is why you have so many little Israelite boys out there, man, that are going to be non-desirables and getting a part of this LGBT movement. This is why all of our little boys, man, are becoming undesirables, man, and effeminate. Once you put the woman over the man and you get rid of the masculinity of a nation, where the warriors gonna be at? Who do we have to physically fight as a people if all of our men become effeminate because they don't have any righteous men to look up to, because the woman just is completely gone and destroyed the house, got the man out the picture, and you have our nation that's being just raised by all women. No masculine men, man. No fathers. Get another precept out. It's the book Ecclesiasticus 3:9. It says, for the blessing of the father establisheth the houses of children, but the curse of the mother rooteth out foundations. So now that curse is about to be way, way worse, man. When you have a blessing of a father in the house, it says establishes the houses of children. Keeps the home. When you have a house established, the whole home is established. Families together. But the curse of the mother root out foundations, and you have divorces, man. And everything that's wrong with the so-called black people and our culture today, is a big part of it is due to that foundation being destroyed. Now you got WAP being chanted at the White House. Damn. So many scriptures that go into servitude of what women are supposed to do. Ephesians 5:22. Wives, submit yourselves unto your own husbands as unto the Lord. You should be submitting yourself to your man the exact same way you would be submitting to Yahweh himself or Yahweh Shai himself. That's how important servitude and submission is. That's the power in it. This is 1 Peter 1. It says, likewise, ye wives, be subject to your own husbands, that if any obey not the word, that also may without the word be won by the conversation of wives. Be subject to your husbands, man. Verse 5 says, for after this manner, in the old time, the holy women also, who trusted in Yahweh, adorned themselves by being in subjection unto their own husbands. Adorn means respect themselves. Now, when women respect themselves, they look at having a good body and showing it off and looking good as respecting themselves. So they'll go out there in these yoga pants and all these form-fitting, revealing clothing, uncovered, and they look at that as something that's respected. Dang, I look good. That's respect. As long as they can continue to get as many heads turned and get all this attention, which they don't understand that intention is for something else, but they look at that as respect. And that's off, man. It says, verse 6, even as Sarah obeyed Abraham, calling him Lord, whose daughters ye are, as long as ye do well and are not afraid with any amazement. You're supposed to be even as Sarah. She referred to her husband as Lord, man. Verse 7, likewise, ye husbands, dwell with them according to knowledge, giving honor unto the wife as unto the weaker vessel. That's an honorable thing. You're giving honor, that you're being honored by us looking at you as the weaker vessel. Let that sink in for a minute, what we just read. There's power in you being a weaker vessel, man. If there's no vessel, what holds the water? What holds the life? What holds the nourishment for the family, man? That's why the Lord gave you breasts to nourish your child. And now these women don't even want to have kids, man. They're too concerned about being WAP than to have a kid, man. They're out here going and getting all these birth control pills, and they get shit shoved up them and these birth control contraceptive things so they can't get pregnant, so they can't have any more kids, so they can continue to hop from man to man, to dick to dick to dick, because guess what? They don't use it, they're going to keep getting pregnant, and it's going to be a curse unto them. So this place is just destroyed, man, and our women are destroyed, just gone, man. It's Leviticus 19:29. Do not prostitute thy daughter to cause her to be a whore. So what does Kamala Harris business have doing wanting to legalize prostitution? And guess what is going to be the main victims of doing that shit? It's going to be our women, man. Do not prostitute thy daughter to cause her to be a whore, lest the land fall to whoredom and the land become full of wickedness. And that's exactly what's happening. The land has fallen to whoredom and is becoming more and more full of pure wickedness, man. This is why you got tranny parades going on. It's just gone. And WAP being chanted at the White House. No respect, man. And here you got probably children that might have been in that parade at the White House. And this is what you're raising up the younger people to look up to. Kids at school are going to be watching what's going on after the election, and they're going to be hearing this song being chanted. So this is destroying the children even further, man. Deuteronomy 23:17. There shall be no whore of the daughters of Israel, nor a sodomite of the sons of Israel. And now we got both happening simultaneously. Ecclesiasticus 25:24. Of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all die. The first sin came from the woman, man. And this is the reason why The world got spiraled out of control in the first place. Now you got what? A woman, and of course, is a part of the queendom in Babylon, America the Great, man. This is why we know the Lord is coming back and going to destroy this place. This has got to be the last freaking presidency, man. It's got to be. You know, I mean, I'll be surprised if it goes any further than that. But, hey, like brothers keep saying, and I believe it too, I don't think we'll make it past 2024, and that's just my personal opinion. Judging by how this place is going, if this place is allowed to continue, I mean, I can't even see how it's going to be within 2 years from now, or how terrible it's going to be, man. It's going to be illegal to even be a straight man in a society. Sick, man. Isaiah 32:9. Rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech. Many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women, for the vintage shall fail. The gathering shall not come. So live it up now. You can go ahead and chant WAP at the White House if you want to, man. You can be happy that Kamala Harris is in office and legalizing your prostitution that you've been doing. Your back page count's probably coming back up soon, man. Your OnlyFans pages. Selling your pussy for all these men, man. Dressing promiscuously to get attention for men to spend money on you. Being gold diggers and using man after man after man after man, and doing the good men completely wrong. I knew a woman personally, man, that straight up con men, man. Her and her dude straight up con men. She would go on dates for money and get money out of them and use that money and take it back to her fucking pimp, man. This is the type of mentality that the hordes, the sick, twisted mental of women that's in America, man, especially the so-called black women. But you know what? It says, many days and years shall ye be troubled. Many days and years, it says. So, Jacob's trouble, World War III, it's going to be a long time of suffering for you, and you're going to deserve every last bit of it. You know, so with that, I'm going to go ahead and close out. Give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of great millstone, on time of truth and will well. And salutations to you, hopeful like pushing this truth, and all honesty and sincerity. Shalom, above the ball.